allow the rangeland to grow more, and it will be beneficial both to the land and the animals. The removal of trees, which will shade the grasses. When there are trees, then it will affect the growth of the grasses and legumes. Then soil fertility. The more fertile the soil, then the more yield of grasses and legumes you have in the rangeland. Then control of weeds. Generally, weed will choke up your crop, so you have to control weed, you have to remove weed, so you can have what the grasses and legumes you really want for your animals. Then you should avoid overstocking. When you are grazing a farmland that should be grazed with 100 cattle, with 200, that is overstocking, and the land will be affected, the grasses will be affected, and even the animals themselves will be affected. What are the methods of rangeland and pasture improvement? How can you improve your rangeland? Number one, control stocking. You should control the number of animals you want to put in a particular area of land, of rangeland. Okay, this 1 meter or 10 meters or 60 kilometers will be covered by a certain number of animals, so you don't overstock them. Then reseeding. Reseeding is when, as these animals are feeding on the grasses, you are planting them back. So the land does not lie fallow, it just lay empty after the animals have grazed on it. Then legume and grass mixture, you have to put legumes that will help you to fix nutrients in the soil. And the next one is avoidance of overgrazing. You should avoid the animals overgrazing the land. Then use fertilizers to improve the yield of the legumes and grasses. Then control pests. When you control pests, then the yield of the grasses and legumes will be okay. Then you control burning. Then irrigation, that is artificial addition of water to the rangeland. So those are the methods of rangeland and pasture improvements. Now we'll be looking at the basic economics principle, agric economics part now. And the basic concepts or elements of economics are want, scarcity, scale of preference, choice, and opportunity cost. There are 5. Want, scarcity, scale of preference, choice, and opportunity cost. Now we'll look at them one by one. And the first is want. Want is an insatiable desire or need by human beings to own goods or services that give satisfaction. It is insatiable, meaning that it cannot end. I want this. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a shoe. I want to go to school. I want to have 3 children. I want to have this. After that, you have all those things. Oh, how I wish I have this too. I get a land about 1,000 hectares. I wish I own a jet. After you got that, oh, how I wish, I want. You keep wanting something till you die. So that is why human want is insatiable. Want is an insatiable desire. That is, you cannot fully satisfy. You cannot say, oh, this person does not want anything again. It's not possible. So that is why it is insatiable desire to own goods and services. I want brown shoe. I want black shoe. Okay, you say, okay, now I have all the colors. Now, if I can get 3 more brown shoes and 3 more blue shoes, okay, I want 2 sandals. Okay, I want this, I want that. So you keep wanting something. But the basic needs of man are just food, housing, and clothing. Those are the 3 basic needs. To eat, then clothe yourself, then find a place of shelter. Human wants are insatiable because the means of satisfying them are limited and scarce. What are the means of satisfying your need? Is money. They are not just everywhere. You don't find money everywhere. So that, okay, oh, everything I want, I have bought it. No. The means of satisfying them, they are limited, and at the same time, they are scarce. They are very scarce. Human needs are many, and they are classified into goods and services. Goods, e.g., houses, cars, chairs, television sets, radio, clothes, shoes, bags, and the rest. Then we have services. Services such as tailoring, carpentry, medical, teaching, and all that. Those are the services. Oh, I want to sew my clothes, I want to mend my shoes, I want to make this, I want to make that. Those services. That is that about want. Now we move on to talk about scarcity. Scarcity is the limited supply of resources which are used for the satisfaction of unlimited wants. Scarcity, that is not always available, is not enough, is a limited supply of resources that is used to satisfy an unlimited want. The inability of human beings to provide themselves with all the things they desire or want is called scarcity. Since wants are numerous and they are insatiable relative to the available resources, then human beings have to choose the most important and leave the others that are less important. If I ask you now to name 100 things, in fact you will name 1,000 things that you want, but the resources to satisfy these needs are unlimited, are limited, even though your wants are unlimited. Therefore, you have to choose the most important, that your present resources, the resources that are available, can satisfy. So that is why we have to move on to what we call scale of preference. Scale of preference is a list of unsatisfied wants arranged in the order of their relative importance. It is a list showing the order in which we want to satisfy our wants, arranged in the order of priority. For example, this example we have Mr. Smith has 10,000 naira and he wants to buy a pair of shoes, he wants to buy shirts, cap, fan, stove, and pressing iron, all with 10,000. So what does he do? And the cost of the shoes and the rest is this. We have shoes, shoe is 3,500, shirt is 1,000 naira, cap is 500 naira, fan is 5,000 naira, stove is 3,500, pressing iron is 4,000 naira. So if you look at the total cost of all he needs to buy, we have 3,500 plus 1,000, that's 4,500, plus another 500, that's 5,000, then plus 5,000, that's 10,000. So the total amount of what he wants to buy is 17,500, and the money he has is 10,000. So that's what I meant by saying human wants are unlimited, but the resources are limited. So Mr. Smith has to choose what he will buy out of all his needs with his 10,000. So that is why he has arranged it in this scale of preference. Okay, he needs shoes first, then shirt needs, cap needs, fan, stove, and pressing iron. So looking at this list now, since he has only 10,000 naira, from that list he can only purchase shoes, shirt, cap, and fan, and that one sums up to 10,000, the 10,000 naira he has. So he has to leave stove and pressing iron, and that will be his opportunity cost. We will still come to that. Now, what importance does scale of preference has? Number one, it helps us to rank our needs. Okay, this one, I need this one more, I need this one less, I need this one less, so you can rank it. Then it helps us to be prudent financially. Then it helps us to identify our highest priority. Oh, shirt is the highest need that I have now, so let me buy shirt first, then I'll be buying stove and fan later. Okay, then it helps us to be rational in our choices. Then it helps us to be efficient in utilizing our limited resources. So you plan well. Okay, when you make your scale of preference, you're able to say, okay, this money I used to buy this, buy this, buy this, buy that. Then it helps us to do optimum allocation of our resources. Then we have maximization of satisfaction. Now we move to the next one, which is choice. Choice is a system of selecting or choosing one out of a number of alternatives. Like Mr. Smith has to do. He has to choose shoes, shirts, fan, and cap above stove and pressing iron. So he has to make a choice. Choice arises as a result of numerous human wants and the scarcity of the resources used in satisfying this one. So you have to choose among all the list of unlimited ones to pick the ones that are very urgent or pressing and leave the rest. Now we have the last one, which is the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is an expression of cost in terms of foregone alternatives. It is the satisfaction of one's wants at the expense of another want. It is the want left unsatisfied in order to satisfy another more pressing need. So in the example of meat that I mentioned earlier, stove and pressing iron that he could not buy with his money, with that 10,000, are the opportunity cost. For example, a farmer who has only 800 naira and wants to buy a cutlass and a hoe, discover that he can't get both cutlass and hoe for 800 naira. If he decides to buy a cutlass with the money, then hoe is the opportunity cost, because he didn't buy that hoe, then that is the foregone opportunity, because he has to forget buying hoe so that he can buy the cutlass. What importance does opportunity cost have? To individuals, it helps you to make wise choice. Then it helps in efficient use of scarce resources. Now, to the firms or company, it helps the company to take a rational decision. Then it helps in its technique of production. The importance to government, it helps the government to prepare budgets. Even though we have so many things we want to do, okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, then it helps in decision making. Now, we're talking about the law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing returns